Now I want to tell you something about Paris. I arrived on a Wednesday, very sensible fellow, had a schedule, had a plan, had a list of things I was absolutely going to accomplish. By Thursday morning, the list was gone. I have no idea what happened to it. Paris happened to it. I stepped out on the boulevard at 8:30 at night. The sun was doing something in the particular evening light. The cafe on the corner had a table set for two, and someone played accordion the way that only Paris knew. The chestnuts on the avenue were lit like chandelier. The women wore their Dior like they were born to wear it here. I stood there on that pavement like a man who'd lost his name. I came here very sensible, I will not leave the same. Paris does this to a man. Paris does this every time. Takes your very best intentions and turns them into something fine. Paris does this to a man. I found the hotel bar at 9:15. The barman knew exactly what I meant before I'd said a word. He poured the Veuve Clicquot without being asked or heard. The room upstairs was something out of someone's finest dream. Gold and velvet candlelight and nothing quite the way it seemed. The mirrors caught the city through the long French window glass, and Paris looked at Paris in the champagne and the brass. Paris does this to a man. Paris does this to the soul. Takes the fellow that you brought here and makes him somehow whole. Paris does this to a man. You know, back home, everything's very clear, very practical. You know what things cost, you know what things are. You know the name of everything, and the price of everything, and the purpose of everything. Paris doesn't do that. Paris takes an ordinary evening and refuses to tell you what it costs until much later. And by then, you don't care. I had dinner at a place with no sign on the door. 7 courses, a wine for each one. A waiter who looked at me with what I can only describe as compassionate amusement. The way a man looks at someone who has just discovered something everyone else has always known. If the stars are kind, and in Paris they are always kind, there will be another evening, another boulevard, another barman who knows before you speak intend to let it happen to me every single time, because Paris does this to a man, takes him somewhere past the plan, past the schedule and the sense, past everything that was too tightly held and tense. Sets him down on a boulevard in the evening lights and says, this is what it's for. This particular night is exactly what it's for. Paris does this to a man every time. I found the list eventually. There was in my coat pocket everything very neatly written. All the sensible things I was going to accomplish. I left it on the table by the window for the next fellow. He'll need something to lose. Paris does this to a man every time.